Welcome to Beverly Hills. Established some 30 years ago, it is now home to thousands of people who have chosen to live their happiest times right here in Citrus County, in the heart of Florida's Gulf Coast Hill Country. Nature has blessed this region with gently rolling forested hills in the eastern half to the sandy beaches of the Gulf Coast in the west. The terrain of Beverly Hills is reminiscent of parts of New England, Pennsylvania, Michigan, New York, as well as the Ohio River Valley. Indeed, if it were not for the year-round warmth and sunshine, some of our residents remark how much Beverly Hills reminds them of back home. But Beverly Hills is more than natural beauty. It's home to good neighbors and friendly people engaged in countless activities every day. Today, you're going to have an opportunity to hear the Beverly Hills story from the people who have found their new home right here in Citrus County, in the heart of Florida's Gulf Coast Hill Country. Let's stop by and meet Joe and Mary Simpson. They've just recently moved to Beverly Hills.
Oh, hi, Bob. Almost tea time, huh?
Yeah, I'm anxious to try the new course. Say, could you use a hand?
Yeah, that'd be great. Why don't you grab that one? That's pretty light.
Hi, Bob. I see you've been recruited.
I guess so.
Can I get you some iced tea?
Oh, I'd love some if it isn't too much trouble.
No problem. We've just about finished unloading.
Oh, you've done a marvelous job decorating.
Thank you.
Let's grab a seat.
Oh, thanks.
You know, I'm going to take a break this afternoon and check out the new course myself.
Not until you're done unloading that car. There you go.
Thank you.
You know, on our way down from Ohio, it really hit me. We are leaving all our friends and family. And I wasn't sure how long it would be before we met some new people. But no sooner had we pulled into our driveway than we were greeted by our new neighbors, George and Helen Rogers, and they're from Cleveland. Do you believe it? What a small world.
And not only that, but next month, our daughter Susan and her husband are going to bring the grandkids down for a visit.
Yes, and my brother Phil and his wife will be down the following month, and Thanksgiving, our son Tom and his family are coming down. We couldn't be happier.
Well, sounds like you two made the right move.
Oh, you bet. Florida, the weather, and the scenery reminds us of back home. But most of all, it's the wonderful people.
You know, over 10,000 people have found the same things right here in Beverly Hills, Florida. Florida. To some, it is white sand beaches stretching to a sunlit horizon. To others, it is a land of gently rolling hills and fragrant orange groves. To many, it is simply the most beautiful home on earth. To those who have retired in Beverly Hills, it is all of these things and more. We proudly present the story of Beverly Hills, told by the people who live here.
When I came down here right after the war, I just fell in love with the place, and so did she, and we decided it's going to be Florida regardless of what, so that was it, period.
Few places on earth compare to this rare land. Florida is, without a doubt, a place of abundant natural beauty. A land gifted with an ideal climate that invites you out of doors, then gives you endless choices of things to see, to do, to enjoy.
The weather makes us move. Chicago's kind of cold. And we got kind of tired of shoveling snow and worrying about ice and sitting in the house 8 months out of the year. Where here you can be out all year round. We love it.
Now, we love golfing. And we used to do it back north, but then we'd have to wait all through the winter. We're down here, we can golf practically year-round, and we do plenty of it.
In the 15th century, Ponce de Leon ended his worldwide search for the fountain of youth. It is easy to see why he felt he found it here in Florida. A warm and welcoming land of endless pleasure and endless choices. For many who have traveled the entire state of Florida, there is one region that captures best the beauty and magic of this rare state. Citrus County, located in the center of the Gulf coastal portion of the state.
We've been coming to Florida around Thanksgiving for a good many years, and we've gone down the East Coast and the West Coast, and we found we liked this area because it's a little like Lancaster County. It's hilly, it's not flatland like you find further south.
And we came down here and didn't really take that much to convince us.
In fact, we came here and we didn't go any further.
I like it. I wouldn't go back to Pennsylvania.
When we were retired, we were looking for a retirement home and studied a book on the southern climes and thought that this would be our first stop. Well, it was our first and last stop, simply because it reminded us so much of the area from which we moved, northern Michigan, having the hills and the beautiful lakes.
Pine and oak trees.
Right. And for Florida, it seemed almost like heaven because Florida generally is known as being a very flat state.
Citrus County possesses, among many things, freshwater and saltwater fishing so spectacular, anglers have traveled from across the globe to fish these fertile waters.
I love fishing, and I have a couple of neighbors with boats, and we go out and into the Gulf and into the rivers, and we catch a lot of nice fish. We catch Spanish mackerel, we catch cobia, we catch the channel bass, which is called redfish, and several other
Here, you
types.
got trout too?
Trout, yeah, sea trout. I go from hook to frying pan.
The many springs in Citrus County give birth to dozens of crystal clear rivers and creeks that meander throughout the county. And hundreds of thousands of acres here have been preserved in state forests like the Withlacoochee and Ocala state forests.
The location, the greenery, we like the greenery, the area. And we've been here 10 years, and the longer we stay, it seems, the better we like it.
Beverly Hills is the kind of retirement community most people just dream about.
And I says, you know, Marilyn, we've been up and down both coasts, east and west coast of Florida, but we had never been to Beverly Hills. And so I says, you know, we ought to take a trip and go down. I had all these brochures. So sure enough, we decided to come down. And I lined up, spent a couple days at Beverly Hills, a couple days at Oak Run, a couple days top of the world and whatnot. And we came down, took the tour of Beverly Hills, and what? And then I got on the phone and I canceled all of the reservations we had at the other places.
10,000 people now live in Beverly Hills, and what they have found is a new way of life, the one they were looking for.
We went to a seminar in Springfield, Massachusetts, and we liked what we saw, what we heard, so we came down here on a safari, and it just seemed to fit our bill, and we didn't look any further, did we, Jim?
No, we didn't.
Beverly Hills was founded nearly 30 years ago on the idea that you didn't have to be rich to retire in Florida.
I was looking for good construction and moderate cost of living because my income dropped very suddenly when I retired. And this this place seemed to fill that bill. I saw the good construction here, and I saw the type of countryside it was, and I saw what the costs were. For example, automobile insurance was a big factor in Miami. Cost of living, cost of medical attention, cost of supermarket foods and everything was just much, much higher there. Here it's more moderate and we can afford it. And we can live well on the income that we now have as retirees. I guess that was the reason we came here.
Of course, Beverly Hills offers the kind of necessary services you would expect from any city, like fire protection, police protection, ambulance services, fine medical care at 7 nearby hospitals, community physicians and dentists, 2 complete shopping centers filled with every kind of store or shop you would normally need. There are 7 houses of worship, a public library, a post office, our own community newspaper, The Visitor, nearly 100 social clubs and organizations. The homes of Beverly Hills range from the modest to the very large. Yet what they all share is the same quality of construction that has long made a Beverly Hills home a wise investment.
Well, having been in the selling business of building materials up north, and several people that have come down that also have the knowledge, they all say that the house is a very well-built home, and that price-wise that it was even very reasonable.
We like the house. It was bargain. We like it. Everyone that visits us likes it.
And they're amazed at the size of the house. You know, they think, well, you know, you think of retirement homes as being very small, but the rooms are large.
The homes are beautiful.
And it seems for the very few problems of Florida living, there are always good ways to get around them.
The only headache is cutting the grass. That's a headache. But I relieve myself a little of that because I put a lovely swimming pool in. So I cut the grass for 10 minutes and then jump in the pool, and I cut the grass for another 10 minutes and jump in the pool.
Beverly Hills is much more than just another community. It's a place where people come to really start living.
Our friends were taking bets that we would be back within 6 months or to a year. And we're here 10 years now. And I fooled all of them. We never moved back. They're still waiting and they're still taking bets, but they lost their bets.
Beverly Hills is a community of people like you who care about their neighbors and show it.
We live in the best neighborhood that you could ever want.
We have nicer people in our neighborhood than what we had for years back north. And they were nice people, but these people are super.
We love them.
It seems no matter what your lifelong occupation was up north, in Beverly Hills, everyone is equal and equally friendly.
And nobody tries to show off in any way here. They're a nice group of people here, all of them, and no matter what their level of jobs were or so forth, we're all the same down here. We're all retirees. We're all enjoying ourselves.
They're retirees, but they're young retirees. Well, I mean, a lot of them retired in their late 50s that we've met, and they got out as soon as they could.
You have an influx of so many people from all over the northern area. Obviously, everyone is out to make new friends. And we have some beautiful neighbors, just perfect.
When we go anywhere, our neighbors take in your mail and they take in your newspapers. They watch your house. Of course, we have surveillance here who you just tell them you're going someplace and they watch your house. And that's all free of charge. That's all just part of Beverly Hills.
I think you can take a ditty, a piece from that old Western ditty that there's never has heard a discouraging word. Really, we've been to community affairs, and you can walk up to anybody and start a conversation about practically anything. There are really no sourpusses. You make a casual comment as you go by, you'll get a smile.
Everybody's looking for companionship, friends, someone to talk to other than to each other all the time. I think people are very outgoing in that respect.
And you may be asking, just how much is there to do in Beverly Hills? Well, listen.
If they want social clubs, there's a million of them here. Golly, I'm a member of the orchestra. I'm co-chairman of the Performing Arts Department of the Art League. I write in the paper, and I'm on a board of directors of community concerts. And besides that, I like to go places with my beautiful wife, and there's no time for even cutting the lawn.
Most of the fellas golf every day, but there's a lot of fishermen here.
One of the biggest clubs is the Fisherman's Club. Over 200 people belong to that club, men and women.
Not all of Beverly Hills clubs are social. There is, for instance, the Craftsman's Guild.
These are skilled mechanics, skilled machinists, cabinet makers, carpenters, and amateurs who have been in the business world and like to play with wood. And I think we're the only shop that I've ever heard of where you can get in for $15 a year. I guess there's about 40, 50 members in that club now. We have band saws and table saws and cut-offs, and everything is down there, lathes, everything is there.
But what does a newcomer do when they arrive and there's no club for their favorite activity? They start one.
I had begged for a bridge club, and for 3 months we had nothing. Finally, we got busy and started one, and it's been successful ever since. And then a year later, I started a duplicate bridge club, and we met so many nice people.
There is no doubt that you will be welcomed as a new resident of Beverly Hills. The welcome mat is always out in our retirement hometown.
If you're looking for peace and quiet and fun if you want it, come to Beverly Hills.
Beverly Hills is a place where you can find that anything that you want to do, you can do it.
Come on down to Beverly Hills.
I would definitely say welcome to Beverly Hills. It's a garden spot. It really is. We love it.
I would just say, if you really want to start to live, come to Beverly Hills.
Come to Beverly Hills and see for yourselves what we've talked about here. It's here. Come and see it.
I love it there. Never go back.
Welcome to Beverly Hills.
Yes, come to Beverly Hills. And not only will you find good neighbors and friendly people, you'll also find that our builder Morrison Homes has brought some excitement of its own to Beverly Hills. Morrison Homes is part of the George Wimpy of Florida Group. Originating from a British company founded in 1880, it offers years of tradition, quality, service, and honesty. And what a commitment Morrison Homes has made to Beverly Hills. Everyone has applauded the beautiful new entrance and landscape boulevard. Lake Beverly Park, the community's 22-acre park and recreation site, has undergone a transformation with the completion of additional facilities and installation of a lush, manicured landscape garden, complete with party deck and gazebo. And most exciting of all, the construction dust has settled in Laurel Ridge, our newest golf course neighborhood, where if you hurry, you can select the perfect location for your new home, overlooking the highly acclaimed Twisted Oaks Golf Course. Now, I've got my eye on the perfect spot, right on the 8th green. If you're planning to retire to a new home in Florida, or if you're even considering the possibility of such a move, you need to experience Beverly Hills before making a decision. Find out firsthand why over 10,000 people like you now call us home. The new Beverly Hills Hospitality Program is the best way to experience our community. It offers you the opportunity to visit for 3 days. Meet our friendly neighbors, tour Florida's Gulf Coast hill country, dine in our great restaurants, go fishing, play golf, shop if you like, and get acquainted with the dozens of community activities, as well as our new homes, from the modest to the elegant. And the best news of all is that the 3-day hospitality program is available at a nominal cost to all who qualify, and at absolutely no obligation. Just phone toll-free 1-800-874-0617 and ask our hospitality coordinator how you can plan your trip to Beverly Hills. Also, by calling this toll-free number, we'll be able to answer any other questions and provide you with additional information on Beverly Hills. Thank you for spending your time with us on our video tour of Beverly Hills and Florida's Gulf Coast Hill Country. We're looking forward to seeing you here in person very soon.